have a whopper of a video for y'all today. Get ready. Recently, I just finished out my last planner. I posted a picture of my handwritten list of all the new movies I watched from May 2021 to May 2022. And Giallo Submarine suggested, why not make a video of your favorite movies from the past year? These are movies I watched in the past year, not movies that were released in the past year. Anyway, so I have 30 for you. I liked a lot, I guess. So I'm gonna try to keep this brief. Let's look back and highlight the favorite things I watched over the past year. First on the list is The Witch from 2015. This was awesome. I really liked how it was, I don't want to say realistic, but it was kind of realistic. I don't think it has very high rewatchability for me, but I would still recommend that everyone watch it. It's a really cool period piece that has a banger of an ending. Next is All the Colors of the Dark from 1972. I can't believe it's been less than a year since I first watched that movie. Like I've been saying, this one gets better and better the more times you watch it. For those of you who don't know, it's a giallo, an Italian mystery thriller horror type of deal, and this one is satanic and great. Next is Wrong Turn 2020. Nobody ever talks about this movie. I loved it. I don't want to spoil too much, but it is not anything like the original. It is like amplified, and I thought everything about it was great. It was extra, it was over the top, but I loved it. This one, yeah, I'd watch this again. Next is Eyeball from 1975. What a transformative year this has been. We talk about Eyeball a lot on this channel. It's another giallo. It's very slashery. It's a very fun time. Next is Enigma from 1987, one of my favorite movies ever now. An awesome Fulci horror film that is just so bad it's good. Next is Daisies from 1966. This is a Czech new wave film, and I always describe it as being really punk rock. Like, it is so punk rock before punk rock existed, but it's experimental, it's weird. It reminds me a lot of my favorite movie ever, Gummo, and it's just such an experience. This is one for the collection, one to rewatch all the time. Next, I wanted to shout out We Are Still Here from 2015. I feel like I only got to talk or think about this movie briefly, but it was really cool. Barbara Crampton and some really scary moments. You know, at first I didn't know what I was going to think of it, but then things took a turn. I was terrified, and it won me over. Next up is Death Walks at Midnight from 1972. Lord, I have talked about this one way too much. You don't need to hear it again. It is a giallo, and it's awesome. Next is Tropic of Cancer from 1972. By the way, I watch more films from the year 1972 than any other year, according to my Letterboxd stats. Tropic of Cancer, an awesome giallo set in Haiti. Anita Strindberg, Anthony Stephan, awesome. Next is Ganjam Haunted Asylum from 2018. This is a Korean found footage film. Slow burning like found footages usually are, but when this one kicks up, it's scary. It's a good time. Next, Killer Workout from 1987, aka Aerobicide. Gotta love the 80s. I really like this unofficial workout trilogy, and yeah, Killer Workout was super fun. And next, going along with that, is kind of its partner film, Death Spa. This one's from 1988. Very, very weird and cheesy, but awesome. Next is Intruder from 1989. This is another American slasher, and it takes place in a grocery store. This slaps. I put this on a list of my top favorite 80s slashers. I'm still formulating that list, but I love it. I would come back to this one a lot. It's just really solid. Next up is Pure from 2019, recommended to me by my friend Ari. This is a Hulu original. It's weird because it kind of has this like teeny bopper feel to it, but also it gets really dark. But I love the premise. I love the theme. It's kind of about the whole like purity ball thing, but turning it into horror. And they do a really great job with that. The aesthetic's beautiful. Love a movie with a flower crown in it. And yeah, I've been missing this movie lately. I want to rewatch it. Next is City of the Living Dead from 1980. This is my favorite from the Gates of Hell trilogy. Just really, really gross, spooky zombie movie. Kind of like a supernatural zombie movie. It's great. And next is The Beyond from 1981, another part of this trilogy. Love the Louisiana setting. You know, I'm a Southern girl, so I appreciate. Next is Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion from 1970. You've heard me talk about this a lot. I rewatch it all the time. I can't believe it's been less than a year since this movie came into my life. It is my second favorite Giallo ever. Next is Pieces from 1982. Y'all know. And if you don't know, the title is all you need to know. Pieces. Next is So Sweet, So Dead from 1972. I put this on my list of top Jolly for beginners. It's got just what I want. Next up is Blackula from 1972. The best blaxploitation film I have seen so far. So cool. It's so vibey, like definitely one to own and one to rewatch. Fatal Frames from 1996. Y'all know about that already too. A phenomenally amazing 90s Giallo. Oh. Libido from 1965. I was very surprised by how much I liked this movie. A very early Giallo in black and white that it somehow manages to be so funny and also so dark. Dark Skies from 2013. This is kind of an outlier in terms of the rest of this list. This is an alien movie. It is just what I wanted. I wanted a scary aliens in your house movie. Not an aliens in the sky movie, aliens in your house movie. And this one terrifies. And it's surprisingly realistic-ish. Next is Serial Mom from 1994. This one is so good, so heartwarming, so funny. I will never be able to forget this movie. Next is Jacob's Wife from 2021. Barbara Crampton slays. This was great. If you haven't seen this yet, please check it out. Next, this isn't a first time watch, but it's a revisit. I haven't seen Jennifer's Body since '09, so I came back to it in 2022. And it all makes sense now. I understand now. It's amazing. Don't Deliver Us from Evil from 1971, another Flower Crown movie. I just talked about this recently, but it's little girls pledging themselves to Satan and I love it. Orgasmo from 1969, a beautiful soap opera Giallo from Umberto Lenzi. Of course, like everybody else in the world, X from 2022 was awesome. And finally, a movie I don't see people talking about a lot, Hellbender, a Shudder original. This is a very like low-key, minimalistic witchcraft movie. It is so atmospheric and so beautiful. Oh, and also scary. That was my top 30 best films I have watched in the past year. I like a lot. I couldn't really narrow it down. But I have some bonuses for you. Do you want to stick around a little bit more? Because I thought I would also tell you about the top 10 worst movies I saw the past year. Maybe I should make that a separate video. Should I make that a separate video? No, we're gonna keep going, all right? Oh God. First is 976 Evil from 1988. Just don't. The Quiet Ones from 2014. I was so pissed because this was one that they kind of talked about a lot when it came out, you know? And I thought it would be kind of a staple horror movie, but it was trash. Darkness from 2002. Nobody talks about this movie, I just picked it at random, but it does have Giancarlo Giannini in it, which was cool, but the movie sucked. Butterfly Effect from 2004. Don't come for me. I mean, it's a good movie or whatever, but what a nightmare. It was just a whole bunch of horrific things happening and they called it a movie. The 2000s were trying too hard. Oh, next is Watcher in the Woods remake from 2017. It was an abomination. I'm a huge fan of the original Watcher in the Woods, and I thought it would be cool if Lifetime was going to remake it. It was not. I will always know what you did last summer, aka I will always still know what you did last summer. 2006. Just a complete waste of resources. Werewolf Woman from 1976. It's just a great movie, and it was not good. Curtains from 1983. If you like this movie, we aren't friends. I'm just kidding. But it was really bad. This was a revisitation. Revisiting 13 Ghosts for the first time since 2002-ish. That is a really, really bad movie. There's nothing redeeming about it except Matthew Lillard. I don't know why anyone stands up for this movie. And finally, Pulse from 2006, the American one. Just not worth anyone's time. And that was my least favorite things I watched. And I have one more little category for you. The most memorable movies that I watched. Just a little bonus, you know. Eaten Alive 1980. This is the one that I was kind of not okay for like 24 hours after I watched it. I'm okay now though. Cannibal Ferox from 1981. This is my favorite cannibal movie I've seen so far, for sure. But, you know, I wouldn't call these movies my favorite. That's why they're going into most memorable. Cannibal Ferox was good. Definitely my favorite that I've seen up until this point. Mountain of the Cannibal God from 1978. This one's memorable because of the scene with a pig. Schramm from 1993. Because I'm not brave enough yet to watch Necromantic, let's try Schramm. That was sick. Green Inferno from 2013. Memorable because of the diarrhea. Red-Headed Corpse from 1972. I would call this memorable because, like, ever since I watched it and started talking about it, and some of y'all have been talking to me about it, people are just interested in it once they hear about its nonsense. It was just a nonsensical erotic mannequin film that I'm still perplexed about to this day. Texas Chainsaw from 2022. Oh, this gives me a chance to point you in the right direction here. I cannot articulate why I hated this movie, but if you want to check out Sweet and Spooky Channel's review of this movie, she says it all eloquently. Fresh from 2022. It was disturbing. Okay? I am disturbed. You can't put comedy on top of that. You can't. Short Night of Glass Dolls. Aw, why didn't I put it in my top favorites? I don't know, but it made it into most memorable because the ending, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And Hostel from 2005. Yeah, that was a good movie, but again, not the most rewatchable one. Okay, I just told you about 50 movies. I hope you made it till the end. Yeah, it's been a good year. I mean, I'm a hardcore movie watcher now. I used to never watch movies, so it's been really fun just exploring and diving in, and maybe I thought that watching so many movies was unproductive or lazy, but now that I at least have a way to track it and someone to tell about it, it doesn't feel so unproductive. Alright, hope you enjoyed this kind of video. Maybe I'll do one every year, I don't know. But that's all I have to say, so ciao for now!